This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro, but you know what you can cross out of the no-haves? Head coach.
What?
The New Orleans Saints, they go chalk. It's funny because we just had this conversation last night, and I put you on the spot, said who was going to be the head coach. We both said it was going to be DA. Surprise, surprise, not surprise. The Saints did choose to go with Dennis Allen, removing him from, he's no longer the DC, he's no longer an interim head coach, he is the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. So the Saints do go chalk. They go with Dennis Allen. And what were your first thoughts in regards to DA being announced as head coach?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like your boy said, one of our fans, he was like, getting the socks and the sweater for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's
safe.
Patrick, Patrick and Saints. I don't know. I think he listens to the podcast. Yeah. He's out in LA. He's done some acting and does acting.
Yeah.
Patrick, yeah. Bro, what a perfect example, bro.
Perfect example. It's like, you're going to use the socks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the sweater's great. You're going to use the sweater. It's going to keep you warm. It's like, I want the PS5. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man. So that was just the initial feeling, bro. But, I'm still trying to process it. And, it's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. But it does set the perspective of, what we need to be looking for. Because, shit ain't changed. Like, this offense needs to be fixed. We still need a quarterback. Does DA have that vision? Because he's the leader now. He's the man.
Yeah, man. He's the
man in the building. He's the alpha dog. He's the man in the building that's going to set the tone and set the vision for the entire franchise. Does he have that in him to get this team back to the point where it could compete for a Super Bowl? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
None of us do. Something I was trying to do while, before this episode was to look at his tenure as a Raider head coach, right? Mm-hmm. And pull up those draft classes and see, because that was him and Reggie McKenzie, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of see what was DA's vision. And it's kind of hard to tell of exactly how long, how much input DA had as the head coach of those draft classes. But I think that kind of gives you at least a glimpse into, what DA brings. So I'm just going to go with first round picks or whatever in terms of the draft that the Raiders have had, or we can go beyond first round picks. Okay. But 2012, that's the season DA was named head coach of the Raiders. The Raiders selected, this is terrible fucking podcasting, but I think it's important for us to have this, conversation so we could see what in the fuck we're dealing with or what we're getting with DA as a person who's now going to be picking personnel. Like, it's different, man. Oh, the Raiders didn't have a first round pick in 2012 for whatever reason. I don't even know why.
That was a Carson Palmer trade. That's why.
There you go. Don't think did they? Okay, so in the first round pick in 2013, they drafted DJ Hayden from Houston, cornerback. Listen, I love DJ Hayden. I thought his tape was fantastic. He had a very crazy rise in the draft, bro. Like,
it was weird because remember he had that heart,
the heart thing. Yeah.
Like he almost died on the practice field.
Yes, bro. So the Raiders drafted DJ Hayden, 12 overall cornerback, their first pick in 2013. Then in the second round, they drafted Menelik Watson, tackle, Florida State. That pick didn't work out. Then it was a linebacker from Connecticut, C.O. Moore. These aren't good picks, bro. No. But again, I want to preface it by saying it's hard to tell how much input DA had in terms of these picks. Was it Reggie McKenzie? Hard to tell. Now, the last draft that they had, or the last draft, I guess DA would have had, because this would have been his last draft. Yeah, this would have been his last draft, I believe, as a head coach of the Raiders. Number 5, they drafted Khalil Mack. And I remember that was a big thing, right? Like, yeah, in terms of, so listen to this draft class, right? Khalil Mack in round 1, 5th overall. Derek Carr, round 2, 36 overall. Got Gabe Jackson in the 3rd round. Justin Ellis, a productive defensive tackle who's been in the league for a long time. Like TJ Carey, who still was in the league. Shelby Harris, man, this last draft DA had when he was his last season as a Raiders head coach.
He didn't even make it through the season. Right. Him already.
And this was his best draft class by far. You drafted Khalil Mack and Derek Carr, and you drafted starters and Gabe Jackson. Gabe Jackson's still in the league right now, bro.
Yeah, man. They figured it out.
They have. It out. So that ideology that Dennis Allen had this draft with Reggie McKenzie when he was the Raiders head coach, that synergy now it has to be that synergy. Him and Jeff Ireland, they got to sit down and they got to fucking go through it, bro. I know as fans who wanted that offensive spice, and I'm one of them, I do think that by the Saints going with DA as a defensive coordinator, something that I'm very confident with the defensive prism is he knows how bad the Saints offense is, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, he's going against this. He went against this offense in practice for the last 2 seasons. He was like, he could probably be like, these niggas is terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I know it's easy to just say, man, they should have went with Eric Bieniemy, blah, blah. And I get it. But it's a very different perspective in terms of defensive-minded football coaches, just like offensive-minded football coaches have to be in tune with defense. It's the same. It's vice versa, bro. And I'm very positive that Dennis Allen could identify, holy shit, man, this team needs some juice. Right. Some juice. Keep in mind, we're talking about the Saints hiring head coach. We haven't even been able to talk about the AK thing, him snitching on himself. Darnell Green somewhere got a broke orbital bone in his eye, got stomped out. There's surveillance video. AK probably might get suspended 6 to 8 games, bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not even March yet, nigga. Something that I do think, the analogy I kept thinking about when I saw this move is, let's be honest, let's call it what it was, right? Sean Payton broke up with the Saints, right? He divorced the Saints. Mm-hmm. You can sugarcoat it. He's stepping down. in a relationship, marriage, serious relationship, whatever, that one person has to be quote unquote the bad person initiate the breakup, right? And Sean Payton was the one who did this with the New Orleans Saints. I feel like going with DA, the Saints, they feel like that ex that's still stuck on their old partner, bruh. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know, just still checking the Instagram, like, okay, what are they doing? Might kind of, stalk them on social media. Not stalk in a bad way, you know what I mean? But like, what so-and-so doing on social media. And I feel like the Saints going with DA, it's like every time DA and the staff, like all you're gonna see in the office is Sean Payton, right?
Yeah.
And
compared to Sean Payton too.
Right. And we don't know how it's going to work out. It may work out fine. It may work out great. But sometimes, bro, when you separate from an ex, and I'm speaking from experience, like when I decided to be the one to be the bad guy and ask for like a divorce, with my ex-wife and everything, bro, I went on a tear, bro. Like sometimes what your old partner had, sometimes you need something new. You need something fresh. You just got to change it up. And I feel like with the Saints, they played it very safe, very like, let's go with consistency. Let's go with continuity. Let's go blah, blah, blah. Man, sometimes you need that one, you need that one night stand that just rock your fucking world. You just like, oh my God, what was this shit?
So this is what it feels like. I didn't know I was missing this. Dang.
Terrible analogy, but I feel like it does. Like it suits the situation. One thing I want to get your opinion on, well, two things, but the big thing for me, and I think this is going to make or break the DA hype. It's already out on Twitter, right? Underhill and Duncan pretty much co-signing or whatever you want to call it, but they're reporting that Pete Carmichael, he ain't gonna be OC, bro. Not gonna be OC. He's gonna have some type of role with the team. Not gonna be offensive coordinator, bro. First, the first big question was, all right, we got to see who they hire as head coach, right? So it's DA. The next big question is, who is going to be the offensive coordinator? Because it's not going to be So that was my biggest thing, right, with DA. If it was going to be DA, it was going to be Pete Carmichael calling same fucking plays that Sean has done for fucking 15, 16 years and blah, blah. And like, I get it, right? But the fact that Pete ain't going to be calling plays? Eric Bieniemy got his contract is up with the Chiefs. This nigga met for 8 hours. I don't know if they gave him like, hey, bro, if we don't hire you as head coach, maybe you can come over and, get an associate, what is it called?
That's what it would have been my approach to that. I'll be like, look, we got this guy DA. We raised him from a pup. He earned his head coaching role.
It's like 12, 13 years, bro. Like, it's a long time.
We think we're going to roll with him, but we want you in our building. We want you in our building, and we want to give you the opportunity to build your own legacy. Build the Eric Bieniemy offense that you want to build. Complete control. Players, personnel, you name it. You build your offense, you build your coaching staff, and you run your offense. Just like we did with Greg Williams. And let him run it. And you work under DA. DA signed off, and he ready to roll. Come and build your legacy. Because as long as you with the Chiefs,
it's going to be Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Yep.
It's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That's it. And that's why the league, let's be honest, the league has looked past you. You come here and you develop a quarterback and get this thing rocking, we're going to be sending you off to be a head coach in a year or two. And we that'll be a good problem for us. That's how I approach it, bro. Yeah. Will it happen? I don't know. But the tea leaves looking like interesting because the fact that Pete not going to be OC.
When I read that, like maybe 10, 15 minutes before we start recording, I was looking at my phone like, what? What? Not Pete? Not Pete? Now, yes, with DC, you know, it's likely going to be Chris Richard or Ryan Nielsen. We all know that. But
that's a tough one too.
It is, man. Who is tough? That's tough. And it's like whoever you don't promote to defensive coordinator, you have to know that it's probably not going to happen this coaching cycle because it sounds like most of the coaching staffs are being assembled or in place. But at least next coaching cycle, like whoever you didn't promote to DC is likely to be gone as either as a DC for another team next season or what have you. But now, like the biggest question that is just huge is who's going to be the offensive coordinator for the Saints.
Ooh, that is so fascinating because it's probably one of the biggest jobs on the team.
Oh yeah, he's going to be great. Is he going to? You're going to be
assigned to develop the quarterback, find the quarterback, develop him, and build the offense. You know, DA is not an offensive guy, so he's going to lean on whoever that is to get it right, and they're going to have that synergy and work together, and you know, be one mind together. You know, to get this thing rolling, and it's a lot of work, bro. There's a lot of work. Offensive line, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, the whole thing, bro, needs work.
So you got. I don't consider tackle as big an issue as everyone else because I'm on the mindset let Ram be at right tackle or left tackle, and then put Hurst at the other spot, whatever. But like you still got a hole at right guard, even if you move Throckmorton over to right guard and you keep Pete at left guard. Like I don't know if you are just okay just going into the season with Throckmorton at right guard, right? Yeah. I'm so just beyond fed up with Maurice, bro. Like he doesn't even exist.
I don't want him. I don't want him,
bro. So then you got an issue at running back. AK, like I said earlier, AK is likely to miss 6 to 8 weeks. You know, potentially, right, in regards to some type of suspension. And then Michael Thomas, I'm hearing all these positive reports about him. He's in field and blah blah. I need to see it. I need to see 13 running routes. That's what I need to see. That's it, bro. Until I see it, don't exist to me. It's a fairy tale, bro. It's a Disney fairy tale. And even if he's in place, right, you still got wide receiver 2 to be worried about, wide receiver 3. Tight end is a position of need. Don't care what anyone says. Finding Nemo's not the answer. It's just a lot, man. Like it's a lot. And so whoever is coming in as offensive coordinator to have that undertasking, they got a lot on their plate to figure out.
Not only do they have a lot on their plate, they got to have nuts. They got to be the guy to come in and say, look, I need a fucking tight end that could catch. And run this route and that route. I need a wide receiver that could stretch this, and it could run this 9 route, do this and do that. I need a running back. I need a guard that can actually fucking block. I can't deal with it. I don't want him on my team. Like, I don't care that you drafted in the first round. I don't want this dude. This dude is not going to start for me. That's what we need. Like, we can't have like a company guy, bro. Like, we can't have a company guy that's just going to come in and be like, oh, okay, no, he's going to play nice. No. You need somebody that's going to build the fucking offense that they need, man. And I'm not saying this needs to turn into like like the old days, a number 1 offense and all that shit. But they got to get better, bro. Like, this is an offensive-driven league, man. Look at the 2 teams that's in the Super Bowl. Sure, they have good defenses. Both of them. Both of them have good defenses that can get after it. But when it comes down to it, they got offenses that can put up points and score. And
points, man.
Get them out of holes, man. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to, man. And, hopefully they should look at these teams as what they want to be. Look at the Rams. Got a fast defensive line. I mean, Rams ain't had a first round pick, bro, since Jared Goff, man.
And it's working, bro. Like
It's working. I hate the Rams. Look, I hate the Rams. I hate them. But that shit working, man. Like that shit working, bro. Because you know what they did? They understood that okay, they're not gonna have these first round picks because they're going out and get stars. They're getting players that have proven to have a good track record.
yes.
They go out and get them, and they send the first round picks. And then once they get done with them, they let them leave, and you get compensation back. You get compensatory picks.
Yep.
And in the later rounds, with your second and third and fourth and fifth round picks, you have to draft well with those. And they've done that. Like they've done a good job filling out the roster with other players in the later rounds and the mid rounds and stuff like that. And it's working for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we have to do that. But I'm just saying there's different ways to build teams. Everybody's different. Just the way we build teams, we stretch the salaries cap out, to a possible extent. You know what I'm saying? We do trades and stuff like that. So there's all kind of ways to build teams. So the Saints have to come into this offseason looking at it like that. Like, we got to, if you feel like this roster is, a couple steps away from really competing, you got to go all out and get it, man.
You do.
This
You do.
ain't getting younger.
What I pulled up a list of like offensive coordinators just to see like what was out there, and it would be the most fucking Saints thing ever, bruh. If they went out and like got like Doug Marrone out there, I was that offensive coordinator.
I was thinking about Doug Marrone, man. It would be the Saints thing ever, but it's not a terrible thing. It's not a terrible thing because the guy, he's coach offensive line.
Yes. Yes.
He's coached all over. He's been a head coach in college. He's been a head coach in the NFL, for two teams. He understands offense. He worked for the Saints for years. Understands Sean Payton's scheme. Understands the things we like to do. So he wouldn't be a terrible addition. But it would be another, kiss to the past. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's it, bro.
Yeah, it would just be another one of those. So I get it. Like I would get the apprehension, especially depending on what we want to do. So if we did bring him in, it would just tell me that we really trying to stick tight to the vest on offense. Yeah. And it'll probably be just run game, get a quarterback in here that's not going to turn the ball over, and play towards your defense and your special teams, and lose in the first round of the playoffs.
But it would. I think that's a perfect example. But if they went, let's say again, this is all hypothetical, right? If they went out and got themselves an Eric Bieniemy, who's basically he's a free agent. He is a free agent right now. It would show to me that they're willing to just have a complete offensive makeover and are willing to let someone come in and imprint their vision on what they want the offense to be. Because basically, DA, whoever, if it's like an Eric Bieniemy type like that, to me, that means like DA saying, just like you said, right? You're coming in, run your offense. And whatever you need to run your offense, I'll back you. I'll support you. Don't worry about it. I got it.
That's what Sean Payton did in 2009, bro. Like he had them years of who was the DC before?
Joe Pitt? Gary Gibbs?
Gary Gibbs. That was his buddy, had to let him go. Took a cut off his salary to get Greg Williams the extra $25K a year or whatever. And said, here, it's yours. Run the defense. Bounty gate, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like set this shit up and let's roll. And he did, man. Built a solid defense that, took us to the championship, man. And while Sean Payton just focused on offense and got that rolling. So it's gonna have to be the same type of thing on, for DA. Because I just me personally, I haven't seen DA have any kind of offensive vision. And I don't know, like maybe he does. Maybe he has offensive thoughts. Maybe he's like, man, I want a running quarterback. He's running quarterbacks to fucking Jalen Hurts. All these motherfuckers been killing my defense.
Jalen Hurts just killing them, nigga.
Killing them. Like, I want that. I want that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he has his own mind on these things. I don't know, because they don't tell the media shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. It's going to be interesting, bro. Like, it's going to be really fascinating. This whole offseason is going to give us the answers that we have questions about right now.
And let's be real. Like, they gotta get an offensive coordinator like soon, bro.
Soon, bro. Like, we gonna know.
Like this week. This week we need to know who the OC is.
Right.
Trying to think. It's just it's a new chapter for the Saints, but it kind of just feels like the same Saints to a degree. Like, I know with DA, I know it's his chance to shine, and I don't want this podcast to come out. I don't want this podcast to come across as like, I'm hating on DA or anything like that. I am acutely happy for the dude, right? Like, he sat in the wings. He did what he was supposed to do.
He earned it, man.
Absolutely.
He earned it, to be honest, bro. The guy came back to the Saints when the defense was abysmal.
Yeah.
Abysmal, like historically bad. 2016, he took over it, for a whole offseason. And it was still horrible, but it wasn't historically abysmal. It was bad, but not as bad. 2017, he got an infusion of some good players. And, they won with a lot of sweat equity and hustle. That was like the changing of the guard for the Saints, where the Saints became low-key kind of a defensive-driven team. 18, 19, especially 19, 20, and 21. He's behind that, bro. He gave us some of the best defenses we've had since, Jim Haslett or, Jim Mora. You know what I'm saying?
He has, right? But on that same token, and again, I'm not taking anything away from DA, right? Partly why the defense has been so good, and he's a part of that scheme 100%. But a lot of that is like the personnel is really good, right? Like,
oh, absolutely, no question,
right?
No
so
question.
Was DA adding input in personnel? Was that more Jeff Ireland? Was that Sean Payton? We really don't know.
We don't know,
right? We don't know. But I will say that it's always interesting to me to see how defensive head coaches goes about doing things in the draft and in free agency, because they see the game a different way. Perfect example is like recently you had Vic Fangio being the head coach of the Broncos, and there was like a stretch that they went like in their draft where they drafted Jerry Jeudy in the first round. Bro, they drafted like Jerry Jeudy in the first round, and then they drafted like KJ Hamler in like the second or third round of the same draft, bro. Like, it was that big of a need. I don't know if anyone's in the Saints organization listens to this podcast, but if you do, can y'all like take that example of like, hey, this is a really fucking big need. Oh, maybe we should like double dip in the same draft to fix this problem. That's all I'm saying. It's just bro. Like, I went on the tangent last night. I can't do another season with Callaway and Harris and little Jordan Humphrey, bro, and Traquan's a free agent, bro. Don't bring Traquan back, bro. Like, y'all
don't bring Traquan. Just let it go. Let it go. I'd rather roll the dice, see what else is out there. I don't want to see Lil Jordan Humphrey. I want to see him. Juwan Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could do without him. Maybe bring him back. I don't know. I don't need him. Keep Callaway, see what he is. Deontay Harris, he's a talent, and that's it. See whatever Mike Thomas brings. But go get two Go draft 2 wide receivers or free agency.
Free agency. Yeah. Mix it up.
Go get a tight end. Hey, go get a tight end.
I don't care. So now DA's in place. And you said this last night, that with DA in place, you would think that this would lead to them potentially going like with a safer route at quarterback and things like that, like a game manager type. Do you still think that that's the case? But without an OC in place, I don't know.
It's hard to know. I don't know. It's a black hole, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. He, like you said, he was a part of the draft that drafted Derek Carr.
I keep going back to that. The Derek Carr.
I don't know how much influence he had in that.
Right.
I mean, he's the head coach. He had to have some influence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is going to be the face of our franchise, so I'm sure he interviewed Derek Carr, watched a ton of tape, signed off on some things. I know they wouldn't have took Derek Carr if he didn't like Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he had to like him. He had to have an opinion. So that's my thing. I just want to know how he views the quarterback position. Like we talk about, who's the Chargers head coach?
Brandon Staley.
Yeah. He motherfucker get on my nerves. I'm not a fan, bro.
I'm not a fan of him, bro.
Not a fan. But I will say he, as a defensive head coach, he understands the importance of the quarterback position. Maybe to a fault.
Absolutely.
But he understands the importance of it. So I just want to know, is his headspace there? Or is he like, fuck the quarterback. All we need is somebody to don't turn the ball over and we'll win the game. I just want to know how he thinks of it. I don't know yet.
Because that will go. That's going to have to go hand in hand on who he picks as the offensive coordinator, bro. Like you can't bring in Eric Bieniemy and be like, bro, just play this whole thing safe.
Yeah.
I'm like, right. You can be like, I can't show out, bro. I'm playing this thing safe. I'll say this, and I know I'm 100% on board of getting a quarterback, young quarterback. You know my dude's Malik Willis. Love him, bro. But I think you got to go up high to get him. I really do. I think you got to get to like maybe 5. And again, it's early, but I know how this thing works. I think you got to go. When we recorded last week, I said maybe 10. You got to talk to the Jets. Now I think you got to go up to like 5, bro. I think you got to go up to 5 to talk to the Giants.
All right, the Giants be like, hey.
Yep. And if you're going from 18 to 5, you for sure giving up next year's first and probably some more, right? So the question goes, it's a loaded question. I'm going to say that right now, right? It's more of a scenario. But if you could get Derek Carr by giving up 2 second-round picks, this year's second-round pick, next year's second-round pick, keep 18. So then you can maybe use that, to draft a wide receiver. You get Derek Carr, you have your quarterback, and I know you're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay him, right? But right, again, this is all theoretical, right? You get Derek Carr for a rental. Give up 2 second-round picks, get him. 18, you could draft a wide receiver. You got your defense in place. Let's say Michael Thomas is healthy. We don't know the AK situation, but at least maybe you've done enough where you think you made your offense functional to maybe even decent to good. With, let's say the rookie it's a hit. You get old Mike Thomas back. You got Derek Carr playing pretty well, and the defense, is able to kind of be at this level that it's been able to be on these last couple of years. That team in itself could get you in the playoffs, and who knows, man, that team could make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not saying they could go, but after Cincinnati's done what they've done this season, who knows? Fuck it. Maybe a team like that constructed could get to the Super Bowl. Or you at 18, you said Malik Willis is our guy. He's the franchise going forward. Undoubtedly, I'm giving up next year's first. Because they'll probably take next year's first, this year's first, and a second to probably get up to 5 to get Malik. and then you don't. Then I guess you could draft a wide receiver in the third, but man, that's a tough one.
I like Malik a lot. I don't know if I like him enough to do that.
I agree with you, bro. I agree.
I would just build, bro. I would build and roll the dice on next year or whatever happens. Like, or Derek Carr. Like, look, man, like I have problems with Derek Carr. I really do. But I was listening to Michael Lombardi today, and he pointed out something. He was like, a lot of people make mistakes. There's like where, like say a Derek Carr does like 75 things right, but there's just 3 things that he's shitty at, just shitty. So you want to bring in another guy to do those 3 shitty things good, but then you lose out on some of the 75 other things that Derek Carr does good. He does good things. The dude has not had a good defense ever.
Bro.
The best defense he's had was this year, and he got to the playoffs and went toe-to-toe with Cincinnati, who was in the Super Bowl. Went down to OT. So, you can make a case where you give Derek Carr good defense and some weapons. He's the caliber where he's good enough to maybe get you in the game, in the big game. I don't know.
Yes.
Might be a stretch. I'm not saying I'm somebody that'll beat on the table for Derek Carr, but if they make him available, that's something you got to consider. The money, maybe you got to figure that shit out. Maybe do a short-term deal, 3 years, guarantee the first 2. You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance to double dip. Maybe there's something you can work out to where it's not, debilitating your franchise for the long term. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother issue. So, I mean, Derek Carr would be on a list this offseason of things I'd be looking at, as far as, I would make a list of quarterbacks, whether it's draft, trade, free agency. Rank them, figure out how to rank them with the money and the cost of the draft picks and this and that, and you rank them for best or worst, and I just roll down the list, man.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to know like what the board is, right?
Yeah.
What the board is. Because I'll be honest with you, bro, if you could get Derek Carr for 2 second-round picks.
That's a good deal, bro.
That's a good deal, man.
Picks, 2 second-round picks.
Like, I'm giving those up immediately. Like, not even looking back on it. Like, bye. I don't know why the Raiders want to do that. I have no clue why they want to do that. Don't know. Because, maybe.
Mark Davis has never been like a Derek Carr guy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he tried to get Tom Brady. While they had Derek Carr's side. Like, he tried to get Tom Brady. So, who knows? But, I don't think they'll make him available because, McDaniel's over there now. I don't think he's going to want to go into that rookie quarterback water.
No,
I think he's going to look at it and be like, look, I could do something with Derek Carr. I could make something happen.
I mean, he kind of got out of it purposely because he didn't think, if you listen to people enough, he doesn't think that Mac Jones is the dude.
Right. Right.
To lead them. So it's just so interesting to see how it all plays out. Speaking of which, I'm about to log into this NFL communications things to make sure we don't miss applying, for the combine, for the draft. Like, we want to be in all that shit. All of it. Because I would absolutely love to be at a table with Dennis Allen and just ask him a couple of questions.
Please.
And that typically happens, oh, that's right. You said it was the owners meeting. But
owners meeting. Look that up too. Shit.
No, bro, I don't want to go to no goddamn owners meeting.
Bro, you don't want to go? Be in that morning, the early morning breakfast?
Man, like I said last night, bro. No, and I think, they might get like, oh, who are these are Negroes here? I'll shut off real quick, bro. Don't want it. So like, can we apply for the combine? Anyway, do you want to speak on? Oh man, Saints Twitter's been bruh. It's been something else with Saints Twitter. Did you want to quickly speak on the whole Alvin thing, information that came out today? Any of that?
Man, I mean, did he lawyer up? That's all I want to know. Like, bro, lawyer up, man. Lawyer, period. I'm not saying nothing else. And go from there. Like, I should not have been reading Alvin Kamara's statements to the police today. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't have been pointing out nobody. Don't name nobody, bro. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, the police are smart, man. They could trick you to do it. Like, oh, man, you're not in trouble, bro. We just want to know what was going on here.
Bro, I excel at that at my fucking job. What are you fucking talking about?
Right. I know you do. Oh, man, you're not in trouble, man. Just trying to figure out what's going on here. You know, this guy, you know, and, you know, come here, like, nah, man, this dude, man, he called somebody something and, you know, a fight broke out or whatever. And I'm just looking and I just, oh, no, he's trying to run. So I punched. No, we got you, bro. We got you. You know what I'm saying?
That's all she wrote at that point, bro.
Lawyer, man, lawyer. That's it. I wouldn't have said nothing. You've been talking about a lawyer. That's it.
Yeah, it's a little. Has he not watched like a single Law and Order episode?
Yeah, first 48.
First 48 something like this. This man just out there just snitching.
And, you know, and it's unfortunate, man, because we didn't need this. We don't need this right now. This is a franchise in transition. You know, we don't need none of that, man. Like, we need, especially him, he's one of our leaders, bro. He's face of the franchise right now. Like, when they say Saints versus whoever, they ain't got no Drew Brees or anybody to put up on there.
Sure don't, bro.
Alvin Kamara, man, you the face, bro. So you just got to be smart, bro. Be smart about who you roll with, how you roll. Man, this dude here, that dude most likely was trying to get a bag, man. You know, he said, okay, you know, let me start something to see what can happen. Took a beat down, and he gonna get paid because he gonna sue the shit out of Kamara, and he gonna get some millions.
Oh, he gonna get some fucking money.
Money. It's just the way the game is played. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully, learn from it, man. It just sucks.
It does. It really does. You know, we'll be back. You know, I honestly feel like when the OC is named, like we gotta do like another fucking emergency podcast, bro. Like to me, like that's like getting who the head coach. Like that's bigger than getting who the head coach is.
Major key, man. Major key.
Huge. But
Joe Brady. Joe Brady.
He got a job.
He got a game?
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Not as OC though, but he got a job as something in Buffalo. I think it's Buffalo.
Good for him.
Yeah, quarterback's coach.
Yeah, he got to learn it.
Yeah, he does. I don't know if I want Joe Brady to come
as OC. I don't want him on his OC.
Yeah.
So what the hell is Pete gonna do?
Lay in the cut and get a check.
Be like offensive
consultant,
senior offensive coach or some shit. Like
senior offensive analysis. I don't know, bro. You know, whatever fucking football title they make up for, where he could just, you know, not get a check. Yeah, bro. I see the vision, Pete, and that's one vision I do see. Pete Carmichael. Pete said,
"I love it."
Pete said, "I'm tired too, bro."
I love it.
But you know, we want to hear y'all thoughts on this. We also want to, again, just thank everyone for the support. I want to just personally come out and say, like, when I say stuff on here, like I don't mean to come across like rude or condescending or instigator, although I 100% could be an instigator purposely. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm not, or I can't be. But the same token, like, I'm always going to keep shit real. And that's just what this podcast has been about since we started it. And so we just keep shit real. You know, you see the trouble they're trying to start with that whole list that was sent out today in Saints Twitter by a person that's blocked by me, bro. Like, I don't even know why this person is blocked, but this person's blocked. But they sent out a list of like best person in Saints Twitter, best looking female, best looking male, all this shit. I'm just like, this is just drama that I don't got time for, bro.
Why?
Don't have the time for it. So anyway, I just want to say that. But thank you for all our people who listen to us. The amount of support we've been getting has been absolutely tremendous. We greatly appreciate it. And the Saints are 100% fucking keeping us busy. Like, just feel like
they don't stop.
No, it's just been nonstop. Ryan put the episode up this morning. It's already up to 775 listens the first day. He's going to drop this episode tomorrow morning. We appreciate y'all, and we just want y'all to know that. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. We'll probably be back this week because I know these dudes going to announce an offensive coordinator at some point, and we just gonna have to talk about it. But we'll be back this week. I'm assuming. And with that, we're out.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.